Guys, double tap that screen. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 if you're not vegan but you're open-minded. Number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder.
No, they've gone. They're in.
Okay, let's show everyone this area here.
Okay, guys, listen. Thank you all for being in that chat to start. Oh, this is all new. Look at this. This is all new. They're hiding now. They're hiding this now. Guys, listen. Thank you for being in that chat. Thank you for waiting in that chat room. Guys, little short disclaimer for when we start. We're not here to cause alarm or distress or harassment. We're not here for any intimidation or to intimidate. We're here today to exercise our right to freedom of speech, for public assembly on public land. We do not intend to breach that and become unlawful. This is a lawful protest. With the disclaimer out of the way, as you're coming into this live stream, guys, chat 1 if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to that conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you to everyone who's already in that live stream. It makes a huge difference to getting the live spinning, so when the animals are coming in. Behind me, what you can see here, this is a gas chamber. We are here at Avara in Brackley. This gas chamber here is killing 42-day-old chickens who have come from the meat industry. These chickens are little tiny disabled babies being put inside of a gas chamber today. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to that conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Let us know where you're from. Vegans, please start spamming all the green hearts in there. Let us know that you're here. Thank you again for being in there. I know the chat room to begin with can be really stressful for vegans. So one thing I want to point out, if you are vegan and you are here to spin the algorithm, just keep putting green hearts and not having to worry about commenting back to trolls. Could be better for you and good for the algorithm. Keep the green hearts coming in, vegans. Let's defend these animals as much as we can today. Another disclaimer for anyone watching who isn't vegan, we are not here to clash with you or to point fingers at you or to make you feel bad and to argue. We are here as our objective is to show you the truth and the reality behind your choices. We do that by coming alongside you and turning your head against this very industry. And my mic's not, this is going to sound better here now. Wants us to move out of the way. All right, guys, sorry, my mic was in my pocket. We all got a bit hectic there and started a bit early. Guys, if you haven't heard me, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. Now, my mic may have been muffled to begin with, so let me just go through the disclaimer again. We are here today, guys, to address the issue of animal rights. We're going to do it in a lawful and public way. We are not here to cause alarm, harassment, distress, or intimidation. We are here to exercise our right to public assembly on public land. We will not be taking this to an unlawful protest, and we don't intend to. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. Look behind me right now, guys. Animals are being taken off and put inside of a gas chamber. The back of this, where them trucks are taking them in, the forklifts taking them in, that is the back of a gas chamber. These are 42-day-old disabled children. These little babies have literally been alive for 6 weeks. They're grown into the size of an adult's body within 6 weeks. And then they're killed inside of a CO2 gas chamber. CO2 forms carbonic acid. It literally burns them from the inside out. We're here today not to clash with the public, not to point fingers, but to simply show you the realities and the truths behind your choices in the supermarket. The industry won't show you this. I bet any non-vegan watching this, maybe for the first time is hearing that there are active gas chambers in the UK. There are active gas chambers in the UK, and they're killing individuals today, and they're killing these individuals behind me right now. Here they are. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. Guys, this is a slaughterhouse. Please double tap the screen. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification on this channel, because we go live every single week, 2 or 3 times a week, to expose what happens in these hellholes, to show you, the consumer, the realities behind choices that you don't even know you're making, because this industry won't show you the truth. This industry won't show you gas chambers. This industry won't show you them taking their babies away from their mums. These industries will show you the smoke and the mirrors and the lies that they want you to know as the public, to keep you paying for this awful, awful thing to keep happening. The violence behind me is literally the worst violence that this world has ever seen. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Guys, the chat moves fast, so spam. Spam 1 for the vegans. Spam 2 for the non-vegans. And spam 3 for those who don't care about animals. Subscribe to this channel. Double tap the screen. Please hit the bell notification. Let all your friends know. Do all the things and come into this chat with an open mind. And we're not clashing with you. We're educating.
Where are we?
We are at a gas chamber. This gas chamber is in Brackley. This is Avara. What you can see on the screen right now are 42-day-old chickens. These baby chickens are disabled. These baby chickens have been grown into the size of an adult's body within 6 weeks because it maximizes profit margins for everyone. But what it does is it puts a disabled, tiny baby into a gas chamber to meet the most violent death by forming carbonic acid on their eyes and their lungs until they are killed, so their bodies can then be chopped up and put into sandwiches that you're going to call a meal.
What's
they
the
weren't
blue
a
truck?
meal, they were an individual.
What's the blue truck and what's going on here?
The blue truck that you can see right down there, there's the blue tarpaulin. So you see the orange crates on the right, the orange crates on the trucks. You may even be able to see movement. You can see their little white wings, their little white feathers. Sometimes they stick their head out the gaps to get one last look at the sunlight before they're put inside this automated gas chamber. On the left-hand side, you see the crates going in behind them black straps. That is the back of the gas chamber. This is their last look on the world. As they look back towards where we're stood right now, this is the last time they see daylight. This is the last time they see the sky, feel the wind. This is the last time that they'll spend with their siblings, with their friends and their family.
How old
This is
are they?
it for them. They are 42 days old, 6 weeks old. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to that conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Spam the chat 1, 2, and 3, guys. Double tap the screen, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification. We go to slaughterhouses every single week to show you, the consumer, the reality and the truth. Now, these places have to hire security guards to come and stand outside here. They don't want you to know the truth. This guy's got to follow me around all day now because we're here, because they don't want the consumer seeing the reality. If we are so proud, if this system is so humane, if it's so ethical, if the British standards really are the best, then why is a security guard stopping us taking a picture of these baby birds before they go inside of a gas chamber to be killed? The reason being is because when good people see the reality behind their choices, they make ethical decisions, and that basic ethical decision is to be vegan. 1 in the chat if you've already made that decision and you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation and why we're here. And 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals and you think that they should be exploited in any way you see fit.
Yeah, someone said yes, it's bad, but what about protein?
Protein comes from plants. Your body needs nutrients. And when you can select ingredients that didn't scream for their fucking life inside of a gas chamber, that is the moral baseline. Stop trying to make excuses for taste, sensory, culture, religious reasons when it comes down to your individual choice. Are you against exploiting animals for something as trivial as taste, pleasure, or convenience? If you are against that, be number 1. Number 1 if you're vegan. Number 2, if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation. 3, if you don't care about animals, double tap the screen, get the lights going in this stream, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notifications. We'll show you gas chambers today. Yesterday we showed you small holding, a small individual slaughterhouse killing baby 2-week-old calves. The day before we showed you the dairy industry taking dairy cows in to have their heads cut off because their milk had dried up. Today we are showing you 6-week-old baby disabled chickens. You can see them here. You can zoom in and you can see their little heads poking out the side. This is it for them. Everything is going to be taken from them today for a taste pleasure, for an optional product that you don't need to choose. Again, we're not trying to clash. We're not trying to judge. We're not pointing fingers and saying you're a bad person. But what we're saying is you probably didn't know this. You probably didn't know that there are active gas chambers like Avara, like Cranswick, like Pilgrim's Pride. These active gas chambers are here right now in the UK. We are live. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to that conversation, 3 if you don't care about animals. Double tap the screens, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. If you're vegan in the chat, don't worry about trying to type back to the trolls. Just keep spamming green hearts. Show the world that the vegans are there. Show the animals that you're here with us. This is a tough place for you guys to be in that chat. We know, but we appreciate you all being here. And you being here makes a huge, huge difference. Yeah. Listen, guys, we're going to go around. We're going to show you something. We're going to show you something. Now watch. This security guard's probably going to cut through because he doesn't want to follow us all the way around. He knows we're not going to run in there because, like we said, this is a lawful protest, right? But this is a slaughterhouse, guys. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3 if you don't care about animals. Now, what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to take you to an area where they really don't want you to see. Stay with us. It's a little walk. It's about a 5-minute walk, but they don't want you to see this.
I wonder what's in this, Steve.
This is like a typical gut truck. I'm going to show you what's usually kept inside here in a minute. I'm going to show you exactly what happens in these places. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 if you're not, but you're open to that conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. We're going to take you around now to a section of this slaughterhouse that they really want to keep hidden. They really don't want you to see, but we're going to take you there. Because we believe that when the consumer is told the truth and the realities, then you can make an educated decision. How can you make a decision at the moment, not even based on transparency? The decisions that you're making at the moment are based off of lies. They're based off of lies from the very industry who are trying to profit off of you. And they profit off the backs of these innocent animals, sending them to a gas chamber. What? What? What'd you say? What did you say? Triggered truck driver here. The reason why they say shitty comments like that is because they're guilty. He knows the system that he works in. Look at this. All part of the system. How does it make you feel working for a company like this? How does it make you feel working for a company like this? Why don't you go work somewhere else? Why are you working for a slaughterhouse? How do you feel working for a slaughterhouse? I'd be embarrassed to have a jumper on that says Avara. Be embarrassing. I'd never want to associate myself with something like this. No comments, no comments. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, 3 if you don't care about animals. Guys, when we're here, the way that we talk to the workers here is a little bit different. These are absolutely accountable, right? These people here are completely accountable. They're complicit. They're here. They're doing all this. They are literally part of this system. They know. Most of the consumers don't know. So when you don't know, how are you going to make an educated decision, right? You can't. Guys, we are outside of a slaughterhouse right now in the UK. This slaughterhouse is gassing 6-week-old baby birds who have been grown into the size of an adult's body within 6 weeks. A lot of these chickens, they grow so big that their bones break. They have organ failure. They literally will die laying on the back, looking at the roof of these barns, suffocating, laying in piss and shit because they're grown so fast to maximize profit margins. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals.
Wait, there's a truck, there's a truck.
Look at this, look how triggered these people are.
Steve, is that a truck about to be backed up?
Yeah, they're going to back. There's going to be loads. There's going to be loads. Guys, in one of them trucks, there's 5,000 chickens approximately. 5,000 individuals who are going to be gassed for a fucking sandwich. How sadistic does that sound? How awful does that sound? Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals and you believe that they're here for you to exploit however you see fit. For context, this place stinks. It absolutely smells like suffering. It reminds me when you investigate farms at 2 in the morning and you're crawling through all of the animals' feces where they're so scared. It reminds me of exactly that same smell.
Oh, God.
It's disgusting, right?
Ugh.
It stinks. Now, you guys aren't going to believe this, but on the right here, this is the gas chamber. On the right here, this is where these birds will be taken in and they'll be suffocated using carbonic CO2 gas forming carbonic acid on their lungs, on their eyes. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, gas chambers in there. That's the back end of it. This is where they wash all the things. That's where the gas chamber is.
Wait.
Yeah, this is public land here. This is public land, this is fine.
Oh, gosh, Steve.
These poor babies.
I'm so sorry, babies.
These poor babies.
Look at the state of this bird here.
You go back to public land, please, just stop off it. You go back to public land, please, just stop right there, please. You know the rules. Move back forward, please.
I'm so sorry, baby. These babies are 42 days old.
Where's your SIA badge? Why is your SIA badge not on display? So you're working for Securitas. This is a security firm. It's a criminal offence, by the way, not to wear your SIA badge. So I've got you on camera. I'm going to report you to the SIA today. I can't see any SIA badge here. You're obviously not employed by this company. Securitas, security guard, employed contractually. Then you must display your SIA badge at all times. If not, you're breaching the SIA regulations. That's a criminal offence. Criminal offence can be up to 6 months in prison, unlimited fine. So we'll take a note of that. We've got all that documented. Guys, look at this. Look at this right here. This is the gut trucks. This stinks here. This absolutely stinks. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to that conversation, 3 in the chat if you don't care what happens to animals. I'm going to switch into Mel now. Let Mel take over for a little bit.
Yeah, all right. Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're not vegan.
Careful with that, make sure
Yeah. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder, or you're an animal farmer who's not fit for purpose and should be extinct. In these trucks around us here, look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 trucks waiting, and a truck over here as well. 5 trucks with baby birds on, disabled baby birds. They are 42 days old, these babies. 42 days old. A lot of these die on their face on the truck. These trucks will pick them up from these disgusting hellhole farms. We've investigated, we've been inside these places. We've met these babies ourselves in these disgusting hellholes. It's hell for them. These babies have been genetically modified to grow so large in a short space of time. They are disabled babies. They cannot stand on their own 2 feet because their bodies have been selectively bred to grow too large. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3, if you love animal abuse and murder and you're not fit for purpose and you should be in prison. Look, all of these baby birds in here, all in here. A truck over here with chickens in. Then there's the gut trucks up there. Can you see up there? Can you get the camera up there? There's their body parts. Gut truck, feathers, all in this disgusting thing. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. There's a reason why they have high security here today. There's a reason why everyone freaks out when we arrive. There's a reason why everyone behaves in a certain way when activists turn up. Because they've been caught red-handed, right? They've been caught doing this disgusting job. It's not a job, it's disgusting. In my opinion, this is a billion facility. This is a slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. Can you believe there's actual baby body parts in these things here? And you know what's worse? You know what they do as well? They then put these baby body parts in these pet food, then they give them to like animals like dogs and cats. That's speciesism. What's the difference between these poor disabled baby chickens and the cats and dogs that you love at home? It's speciesism. You wouldn't kill your dog to feed your dog. You shouldn't be killing chickens, turkey, pigs, cows to feed your dogs and cats. They can live plant-based. Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, but you're not vegan yet. And number 3, if you're an animal farmer or you're someone who loves to stab animals or gas chickens, you're not fit for purpose. In my opinion, you should all be in prison. It's a moral crime what happens here. Just like when slavery was legal, that was a moral crime. Legality catches up after a small group of people stand up against moral crimes. Guys, this is a slaughterhouse. This is a gas chamber. They gas baby chickens here, 42 days old. Guys, double tap the screen. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. These are gut trucks behind me here right now. Guys, subscribe as well. We do this loads. I've stood here before and I've seen blood pouring out of this truck before. I've seen blood pouring out. It's a horror scene. It's a horror show here. It's disgusting. What person in their right mind would continue working when they have the opportunity to leave? We've been here over and over and over. These people need to leave. This is not a job. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder and you're one of those absolute freaks. Number 2.
Where are we? Who do they kill here?
Yeah, so in these trucks here, if you turn it this way, there's truck full of chickens here. Truck full of chickens here. Truck full of chickens. How do you feel working in this place? These are babies. These are baby chickens who have done nothing wrong. How dare you do this to animals? How dare you? It's disgusting. Only the weak people would work here. You can leave. If anyone wants to leave, if anyone wants to whistle blow, message us. These babies need defending. These babies need defending. This is a slaughterhouse, guys. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse and murder. There is 5 trucks waiting to go into that disgusting hellhole facility where they're going to gas them. They're going to burn from the inside out. They're going to suffocate to death. These poor babies who are barely alive on the trucks right now. The way these catching teams would pick them up as well, likely would pick them up by their broken legs and chuck them in. I've seen chickens here dying on the trucks on their face. I've seen blood all over them. I've seen chickens on top of each other. I've seen chickens taking their last breath. It's disgusting. It's a hellhole facility. This is a slaughterhouse. And you know what? These disgusting industries are making you guys pay for the worst injustice this world has ever seen through propaganda and lies. They lie to you, the public. They tell you things like humane, free range, organic. It's a load of lies. So many people tell me they eat free-range chickens. Free range is a lie. It's just a label that means nothing to these individuals. Nothing. Okay? Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. Double tap that screen, guys, and subscribe. This is a slaughterhouse. We've been inside farms where we've seen these disabled babies. We met a chicken called Tiny. When we opened the door to this farm, the chickens were afraid and they ran away, but Tiny stayed in the middle. And the reason she stayed in the middle is because she couldn't walk. She was genetically modified to grow too large in a short space of time. She had a little yellow head and bright blue eyes. She could barely walk and she couldn't reach the water in this farm because when the chickens like poo and wee in the farm, the floor gets higher. So they bring the water up higher. Therefore the chickens, wait, hold on, gas chamber's just opened. This is what it looks like inside this disgusting facility. How dare you? Leave! Leave! This is a gas chamber facility here. This is where they kill baby disabled chickens. It's disgusting. It's a hellhole. No one should ever go inside of a slaughterhouse. This is public.
And just let the shark go down, please.
This is a slaughterhouse. This is a gas chamber. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. Guys, behind me, this is a slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse right here. This is what happens in here. This is the gas chamber in this facility right now. Baby chickens have gone through this facility and they've been dead. They have been suffocated to death in this facility. It's a hellhole facility. That's what those babies have to endure in this hellhole. And people actually work here. People, if you are working in these facilities and you think this is absolutely fine, then in my opinion, you're not fit for purpose. You're not fit for purpose to be around everyone else in life. Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. Guys, double tap and subscribe as well. We do this loads. We've been outside loads of different slaughterhouses this week and we'll continue for the rest of our lives until these places are non-existent. Every single animal farmer should be extinct. Every single slaughterhouse should be extinct. And one day they'll be turned into museums. They'll be turned into museums. And people will go here and be like, what the hell did they do to these babies? Guys, double tap that screen. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse and murder. In my opinion, if you love animal abuse and murder, you should be in prison.
What animals are they killing here today?
This is a moral crime. They killed chickens. There's chickens waiting here in these trucks here to go into the gas chamber. This driver's here about to move. He's backing up more. I wonder if we can get an angle so you can see the chickens. Maybe here, we'll zoom in on the chickens here. Looking into the eyes of your victims before they get killed. Why are you still working here? You've had a chance to leave. Why are you still working here? It's disgusting. It's not funny. You think killing babies is funny? Shame on you. Shame on you, you absolute disgusting scumbag. How dare these people live amongst us killing baby animals? In my opinion, every single person that works in this facility, every single animal farmer that does this to animals should be put in prison. This is a moral crime. This is urgent. Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. Don't be in number 3. Normal people are number 2. They just don't know the industry. When did anyone tell you that gas chambers exist? When did anyone tell you that 6-month-old pigs go into gas chambers and they burn from the inside out? When was the last time someone told you that chickens at 6 weeks old are the chickens that you are eating and they're going to gas chambers too? Guys, in these trucks there are baby chickens. Guys, if you ever want to leave and whistle blow, let me know. Comment on our socials, message us, email us. I'm just going to switch back in with Steve.
Still. Just hold it a bit still. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Guys, we're not here to clash with you. The way we talk to the employees here is different. They are accountable. They are working at a slaughterhouse. They are working at a gas chamber. We talk to them and hold them accountable because they are the ones here killing these animals. Now, when we talk to you, we're trying to educate you. We're trying to come alongside you and trying to explain to you the reasons why we're vegan. The reasons why we're vegan is because we've seen the injustice that these animals face. We've seen the reality. So now we are trying to get to people with compassion, people who have an empathetic heart, who understand that these animals want to die, do not want to die. They do not want to be a sandwich. They are someone having a subjective experience of their life and they want to live just like you do. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals and you think that animals are here for you to exploit. Double tap the screen, hit subscribe and the bell notifications. We are at slaughterhouses every single week, bringing the truth to the public. Now, as a member of the public, question, why do these places not show you the transparency that you deserve? Why do they not tell you the reality of what happens? When you go and buy chicken products, do you ever get told that them chickens have gone into a gas chamber? Of course you don't, because when someone with half a brain cell, with an ounce of compassion and a 1% of empathy hears that them chickens go inside of a gas chamber at 6 weeks old, they remove buying them products, they remove the support for that violent industry, and they go vegan. It's simple. 1 in the chat if you've made that decision and gone vegan. 2 in the chat if you don't care. No, 2 in the chat, sorry, if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. They don't want you to see this. They do not want to see you. Look, all the chickens in them trucks you can see a minute ago. This one on the left here, this is all their feathers ripped from their bodies and thrown inside that bin. This was on their bodies this morning. They belong to the individuals whose hearts was pumping, whose eyes were open, whose lungs were breathing. Now them eyes have been closed, them hearts have been stopped, and them lungs can no longer breathe anymore because they've been put inside of a gas chamber.
The blood on that thing.
The blood all over it is absolutely horrific. It's disgusting. The one on the right is for all the guts. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. And 3, if you don't care about animals, if you belong in this environment here with all of these people, in my opinion, who've got something wrong with them, because how would anyone in their right mind be here killing baby animals for sandwiches? Doesn't make sense. Guys, double tap the screen, subscribe and hit the bell notification because we go to slaughterhouses every single week to bring you, the consumer, the truth. You are never told the truth. You're never even told the basics. You are fed a lie. In fact, what happens is when you're younger, they tell you that you have to eat animals products. You're told to drink cow's milk for your bones. You're not a fucking baby cow. Why are they telling you? Why are they telling you to drink cow's milk when you're not a cow? But we all believe that, oh, cow's milk gives me calcium. No one ever questions about, hang on a minute, I'm not a cow, right? So they lie to you, telling you you have to eat animal products in animals' bodies. Then they tell you the second lie, that humane slaughter exists, that there is a humane way to execute these individuals who feel pain, who feel suffering, who have maternal bonds, who have mums, dads, siblings. It's an absolute lie. But if they told you the transparency, if they told you the truth, as a good person, would you continue to pay for it? Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. Double tap the screen, hit the subscribe and the bell notification so you can see the truth and the reality. These chickens in these trucks, they are 42 days old, 6 weeks old, and they're in the size of an adult's body. The reason being is they've been selectively bred, genetically modified to grow that fast, that quick. Why? Profit. We, the animal rights activists, the vegans, will look at these chickens and we see an individual. Farmers look at these individuals and they see profit margins. They don't connect with these individuals. They see profit margins. Guys, 1 in the chat. Spam 1 in the chat for the vegans. 2 in the chat if you aren't vegan, but you're open to the conversation and why we're here today outside this slaughterhouse in the UK live. And 3, if you don't care about animals. But if you say 3, are you going to be consistent? Is that consistent, or is that just some animals? Would you be consistent and say this is okay to do this to dolphins, to whales, to dogs, to cats? Or are you going to be speciesist? Are you going to say no, 3 because it's okay to do it to pigs, lambs, and chickens and sheep, but don't do it to dogs and cats? Guys, double tap the screen. Please subscribe to this channel. We go and show you the truth and the reality. Look at this guy's got like a broom brushing all the feathers down because the feathers are starting to fill up this huge murder victim container here. Look at that, it's got a garden rakes racked together to spread the body parts out so these containers holding them can hold more body parts. Guys, how horrific is this? This is absolutely disgusting. There's a pet food refrigerator here. These animals are not food. These animals are individuals. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 if you're not vegan but you're open to why we're here, 3 if you don't care about animals. When you turn up to these places with a camera, it causes absolute mayhem. No one knows what to do. Everybody's discussing what's the best way to hide this from the public. All of a sudden, we've got activists here with 1 camera and they're exposing what we do to the public. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Now the chats move fast, so don't put it in there once. You've got to spam that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now listen, why are they working so hard to keep this concealed? Why is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Why have we got 6 people on mobile phones in high vises all discussing, oh shit, we got activists here, they got a phone and they're showing the world what we do.
Thank you, Machop, thank you, Machop, for your kind super chat.
Thank you very much
emoji
for your
thing.
super
Thank you.
thanks. Thank you. But these people, when you turn up to these industries, they don't want you, the consumer, seeing the reality. This hopefully is enough to make you question why they don't want you to see it. Guys, this is a slaughterhouse. We're at a slaughterhouse in the UK live. This is Avara in Brackley. And guess what? This slaughterhouse is a gas chamber, CO2 gas chamber, killing baby chickens 42 days old. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, spam the 1s. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. Guys, double tap and subscribe. We're going to show you the animals today. The trucks are going to come through here. Now, here's another fact that you don't know about chicken slaughterhouses. They don't even count them as individuals in these places. These trucks come in and they go onto a weigh bridge. They weigh how much the truck weighs. They then go around, they offload the chickens and they execute them in a gas chamber. They then re-weigh the trucks and then they work out the difference. They literally work out the difference with how much weight has changed. They don't even individualize them. How disgusting. Look at the feathers coming out of this thing up here. Look at the body parts on this conveyor belt just dropping into this tank. They belong to somebody. These are body parts, guys. These are individuals' body parts. They were on chickens who came in here likely this morning. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to why we're here. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Guys, we are literally trying to show you the realities and the truths. These companies, these industries have to spend billions. They have to spend absolute billions to keep you, the consumer, indoctrinated and conditioned into believing the humane lie. They use things like the RSPCA Assured logo. They use things like the Red Tractor certification. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. Double tap the screen. Get the likes in here. Hit the subscribe and the bell button. They have to spend billions of dollars, billions of pounds to keep that lie going. All we do, we turn up with 1 camera and cause absolute carnage, absolute mayhem. Why? Because we are showing the truth that they don't want you to know. It's like they have this dirty little secret that they don't want to get out. And all of a sudden, when someone comes here with a camera and starts to reveal the truth, they panic. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan already. Spam it. As many 1s in there as you can. Number 2 in the chat, if you're not vegan but you're open to why we're here and this conversation. And number 3 in the chat, if you don't care about animals. It's really interesting being in this environment and how so many people look over and they laugh and they giggle and they smirk. And it's because they're guilty. It's like when you catch someone doing something naughty, they find it funny, they find it like, they giggle because actually, yeah, these guys are right. They know what we do here is wrong. They know that they shouldn't be gassing 6-week-old baby chickens. Guys, these chickens are born and they're put into these big barns, right? Up to 15,000 hens per barn. They're all jammed in there. They have 24 hours light, so there's never night and day. They've have the water and the food that slowly rises up. Some chickens don't grow fast enough, and then they can't get the water, which means that they die on their faces. I've been inside these farms, and if you go to our main channel, you can see our investigations where we saw Tiny, a little chicken who couldn't drink because she was so small. This is exactly where these chickens would come from. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, and 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the screen. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you can come with us every time that we go to different slaughterhouses to show you the truth. The barns that these chickens are raised in are absolutely disgusting. There's so many chickens walking on top of each other. There are dead bins. Go and look at our investigation. We opened the dead bins. One dead bin had half decomposing chickens in. The next dead bin just had fluid in where they had all been just dissolved and wasted away.
This truck looks like it's about to move.
This truck looks like it's about to move? All right.
Who's on that truck, Steve?
All right.
So get ready.
Check out the 3-minute movie.
All right, we'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on this truck when it moves. We're going to use the slow-mo to capture these chickens. Just look at the secrecy, guys. Look at the discussions around the staff. Security obviously is getting closer to me because he knows that I'm going to make a beeline to record the animals. Everyone's discussing the best optimal way to move the chickens from this layerage into the gas chamber without the activists getting a shot of them. Now, if this was such a humane, ethical, and okay system, right? If this was okay, why? Why is history doing me? If this was okay, why are they all discussing this? If this was okay, they may even try and block us with this truck. We don't know what's going to happen, right? This is my prediction because I've been around slaughterhouses enough now to know exactly how they operate. They try and conceal from the consumer absolutely everything. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation and why we're here. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. And just watch how this place operates. Watch the secrecy. Watch the panic of us with one camera trying to reveal to you just the reality and just the truth.
Okay, so he's moving. He's
okay, I anticipate now they're going to probably move. Let's see. I'm going to get the cameras rolling.
Guys, screen record when you see these chickens. Steve, watch your back.
Yeah.
This truck's full of baby chickens. Okay,
so we've got 2 trucks going at once here, guys.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, babies. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm fine. My safety. I've got to do what I've got to do.
Don't beat your horn.
Don't
beat your horn.
Me.
I'm so sorry, babies. Oh, shit. I'm so sorry. Look at her, man. She's fucking falling on her side, her wings sticking out the side. I've got to try and help her. I'm so sorry, baby. There you go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh,
Anyone behind you? Mind your back behind you.
Scumbags. I'm so sorry.
Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded.
Man, I had to help her. Because her wing was stuck. She was on her side, man. What's wrong with these people?
This truck's moving, Steve. I'm going down here. They're going to now back up.
What's wrong with these people, man?
Look at the games that are being played.
Oh, God. Here's the chickens, guys. They're here. These are babies.
Poor babies.
These are babies.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, baby. Look at the state of them. Look at this baby. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. You haven't even got your badge on. Who even are you? For all I know, you're a fraud. I don't know who you are. Haven't got your SIA badge.
Don't tell us to follow the rules when you're not wearing your SIA badge. You follow the rules first.
Show us your badge.
You not following the rules is 6 months imprisonment. That's a criminal act. That's a criminal act. So sorry, babies.
I'm sorry, babies.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, babies. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. We love you. We're gonna never stop. We're gonna always do our best.
This is so cruel. We understand.
I'm so
We
sorry.
understand. We know.
I'm so sorry.
We will never stop fighting for you. I'm so sorry for what you're going to have to go through. I'm so sorry. I promise I'll spend my life fighting for you.
She can't even hold herself up.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I don't associate myself with the human species all the time with doing this to these baby animals. I don't associate myself with these people whatsoever. The human species are absolute scumbags for what they do to these animals. The fact that we do this is so unacceptable. This is not okay. These babies here are 6 weeks old. 6 weeks old. I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry. Why is this guy driving so bad? Why is he driving like he's got no animals on here, like he doesn't care about them? I'm sorry. Oh, look at you. I'm sorry.
Don't talk about our safety. You can stop the trucks. Don't talk about our safety. No, you're not. You haven't even got a badge. For all I know, you're a stranger.
Right here. Guys, you just saw there, you just witnessed there. You just witnessed some absolute horror there, guys. Them poor babies just driven around like they're just sacks of potatoes in there. That one chicken, she had her arm stuck out the side. Her wing was stuck out the side of the crate. I could see that she couldn't get her wing back in and she was on her side. I had to help her. I couldn't watch her go into a gas chamber knowing that her last 4-minute drive was her suffering with her wings snapped out the side of a crate. This is how this place considers these animals. They don't morally consider them. That poor little angel was suffering on her way to a gas chamber. I had to help her. Why have I got to help her? Why is no one considering these animals? Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to the conversation and what we're doing here. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Please double tap the screen. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell notifications. We're here today to show you the realities and the truth. We're not here to clash with the public. Like the disclaimer says, lawful protest, public land, no alarm, distress, harassment or intimidation, completely within our legal rights to assembly. This is what we're here to do today. But you come here with that legal right with one camera and look at the secrecy. Look at what it snaps into. Everybody starts to panic. Everyone tries to keep the smoke and mirrors up. But one camera can unfold it all. One camera can undo it all, guys. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to why we're doing this. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the screen. Please subscribe. Them babies that you saw in that truck, they are like disabled children. And I'll tell you why they're like disabled children. Because they are 6 weeks old and they're grown into the size of an adult's body within them 6 weeks. Their legs snap and break. Their organs start to fail. They literally have heart attacks and die on the barn floor, suffering in silence. They will lose their life. Oh, it stinks here, man. Oh.
You all right? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder.
Yeah.
Behind Steve there is the truck full of chickens. That driver was driving stupidly as well.
It was bad. It was bad. Right, you want to swap in for a little bit? Let's swap over for a little bit. Man, this place smells
It's
so
disgusting.
bad.
It smells like a hellhole facility because it is. In my opinion, they murder here. It's premeditated murder, in my opinion. Any farmer who farms animals, you know what you're doing. You know that every single animal is going to go to a slaughterhouse and need to be gassed to death. The majority of animals are gassed in gas chambers. Did you know that? They suffocate from the inside. They suffocate and they burn from the inside out. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse and murder. Why don't you leave your job? This is disgusting. What kind of person would do this? You can leave. If you want a whistle blow, make sure you message us. In this truck, this is Gut's truck, guys. In here, I've seen blood pouring out of this truck before. It's disgusting. Up here, I can see like guts hanging down here. It's where the guts come from. The chickens' guts, baby guts from these chickens. In here's the feathers. You'll see up here, the feathers are coming down here. Why don't you leave? If you ever want to leave and message us and whistleblow about what you've seen in here. Double tap that screen, guys. Subscribe. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. Number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. Double tap that screen. Subscribe. All the vegans, this is your time right now. Green hearts. Let's see all the green hearts from the vegans in the room right now. Tell everyone what made you vegan. Tell everyone why you are a number 1 and what changed you. I've not always been vegan, guys. I used to pay for slaughterhouses. I used to pay for that. I used to pay for babies to be taken to a gas chamber. I did that, and I had no idea. I did not realise the shape of a chicken burger inside of a supermarket. I didn't even realise were these babies. I didn't even make that connection.
Aisha Perry's gone vegan.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Aisha, for being vegan for the animals, making that connection. When good people see the animals for themselves, they change. It's just the disconnection that people have. It's called cognitive dissonance. When people say they love animals, yet they pay for their oppression, their abuse and murder, they don't realise. When you pick up a glass of cow's milk, you don't realise that yesterday we witnessed baby cows around 2 weeks old being forced inside a slaughterhouse. Check out our latest reel on our Instagram and our main channel is Mel and Steve. Baby cows yesterday from the dairy industry because they're considered a waste product. Cows only produce milk for their babies. It's because they are mothers. Now, when you're drinking that glass of milk, the babies get murdered. If they're boys, they're classed as waste products, they go to a slaughterhouse. If they're females, they get put in isolation pens away from their mothers, and then when they're sexually mature enough, you know what the farmer does? He forces them in a cattle crush where they're stuck and they can't leave. He then puts himself inside of her and injects her with bull semen. He puts his whole arm inside her back end and injects her with bull semen and makes her pregnant. He forces pregnancy on those farmers. He and she, whoever the farmer is, they're disgusting scumbags. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you are not vegan but you are open-minded and just don't know the reality and it's not your fault that you don't know. Number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder.
Someone said, what about zoo animals?
Yeah, all of it. So veganism is not a diet. Veganism is someone against the oppression of all animals. That includes zoos, they're prisons for animals. They steal those animals from their families in the wild and put them in a prison so people can go, oh. And then you go to the cafe at the zoo and you eat the animals here. Like your children will go, oh, look at these animals. How dare you do that? If you know better and you're not vegan, shame on you. If you don't know yet what happens in these industries, that's not your fault. We're not here to clash with you. We're not here to judge you. We're here to show you the realities and to defend the animals. We're just defending the animals, guys. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3, if you're a skanky farmer who farms animals, you're a freak who loves animal abuse and murder. And number 1s and number 2s will think you should be in prison for what you do to animals. Number 2s are normal people who just don't know the industry yet. Number 1s, vegans, animal rights activists.
Dairy cows aren't killed for milk.
All dairy cows are murdered for milk. All of them. It's premeditated murder in my opinion. They force these animals into existence and they take their babies away from them. It's abuse, it's kidnap, it's forced impregnation. They put shackles around the feet of those poor cows when they can no longer stand up. I've seen them hitting them. I've seen them punching their faces. I've seen the farmers driving tractors at these cows when those cows are so exhausted from having pregnancy forced upon them over and over and over and their babies taken away from them over and over and over. Guys, we have a friend who used to work in a slaughterhouse. He said when you saw the dairy cows on the kill line, they looked absolutely defeated. They were the most abused, the most oppressed, and for the longest time. Number 1 in the chat, guys, if you're vegan. Number 2, if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3, if you love animal abuse and murder. This is a slaughterhouse. This is a gas chamber, guys.
Labonac's gone vegan.
Who's gone vegan?
Labonac.
Amazing. Thank you so much for going vegan for the animals. If everyone went vegan, these places wouldn't exist. What an amazing world that would be. What an amazing world where there's no slaughterhouses in the entire world. What an amazing world that would be when there is no farms ever again. No animal farms. We do not need animals to survive. We do not need the breast milk intended for a baby cow. We're flipping humans. Okay, and if you think you're not brainwashed and you open up your fridge and there's cow's milk, you are the definition of brainwashed.
What's in the trucks behind you? What's in them trucks?
Yeah, guys, behind this truck, this is a gut truck. So there's babies on these trucks right now, these 42-day-old chickens. When they get forced in the gas chamber, they then gut them. This is their gut truck. I can see some of their guts up here, hanging down. In here, this is a feather truck. They de-feather them, they put them in this big truck here. There's blood all over this conveyor belt as well. Someone was just in there moving all the feathers around. That's their feathers, that's their bodies, that's their guts, that's their breast milk.
What have you seen this morning?
This morning it's been chaotic. We arrived, first of all the security came out, got no SIA badge on, we don't even know who that dude is. Trucks have been turning up, there's been like meetings around the trucks, phone calls everywhere, everyone all around the place. Chickens, there was 5 trucks of chickens here waiting in the lairage. So this over here is like a lairage area with all the chickens in here. These 3 trucks right here have got disabled baby chickens in, okay? These are the broiler hens. They've been genetically modified. You got something to say? You got something to say? Do you work here? You like engineers? Like, do you do anything with the chickens on the kill floor? You should leave. If you ever want to leave and you see anything, message us, whistleblow on this place. They kill disabled babies. It's a hellhole facility. It's a hellhole facility. If anyone works at a slaughterhouse, by the way, email us, message us and tell us what you see. Get a camera in there. Show the world what happens to these animals, because these animals have no one defending them unless you start now. Live vegan and defend them now.
Where are we? What is this?
This is a gas chamber. We're at Vara Foods. Can you even believe they call like sentient beings food? Can you imagine if humans were in this truck and it was like, oh, Avara humans, like Vara Foods? Like, no, animals are not food. We're animals. We shouldn't be food. They shouldn't be food. We literally have plants to survive. We thrive living on a plant-based diet. There is no necessity, therefore there is no justification for what happens to these poor animals. It's disgusting and they are like children.
Toby Johnson says, I'm a farmer. We don't do any of that. You're messed up in the head. You're delusional.
You think we're messed up in the head defending animals? The world thinks you're messed up in the head. The animals think you're messed up in the head. How dare you come on here and lie? You propagate, and you're the definition of why people are brainwashed. You tell people you love the animals, right? Who do you farm? Do you farm cows? Because every single cows go to a slaughterhouse. Do you farm pigs? Because all the pigs go to gas chambers, the majority of them. Do you farm turkeys? They go to gas chambers too. Do you farm baby chickens inside these big barns? They also go to gas chambers. So what is the lie, dude? Tell me what the lie is. We're telling you the truth. It's farmers' job to lie because all they want is your money. They propagate to you. They tell good people, I love my animals. Well, yesterday, I saw a smallholding farmer bring a truck full of around 20 baby cows from the dairy industry. You think that's love? You think stabbing animals in the throat is love and making money off their body parts? You know you're premeditated murder. You're going to send them to a slaughterhouse. How dare you? Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded. Number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse and murder. Farmers are the scum of the earth. They are not fit for purpose. Their brain has not fully developed because they are doing premeditated murder, in my opinion.
Plants are alive, though.
They are alive. Cool. I have a doorbell at home too. Steve's wearing a hat right now. It's just facts. But they're not sentient. That's what you're trying to get out, right? Because we hear it all the time. They're not sentient. Do you think your mum's the same as a plant? If there's a fire, are you going to save your grandma or are you going to save the cactus? Like, dude, use your brain. This is the definition of triggered. When people are triggered, they struggle to hold themselves accountable. Their brain, so actually, is proven to shut down, and you only use your emotional part of your brain when therefore those kind of people will say things like, oh, I love meat, without actually forming a question.
Lebanon Kauai is on vegan as well.
Amazing. Thank you.
They're putting all the vegan emojis up.
Also, thank you so much for going vegan for the animals. Every single person who goes vegan saves around 200 animals a year personally.
You're just here to rage bait and make people click for rage bait.
No, so I'm against the farming industry and the slaughterhouses. Anyone who oppresses animal, anyone who stabs a dog in the throat, anyone who stabs chickens or gas chambers pigs, anyone who hurts animals, I'm flipping against, and I hope you are too. Now, people just don't realise that if you're not vegan, you pay those people to do that for you, okay? You pay those people to do that for you. So if you're not vegan, these baby chickens are going in here for you, but you can stop today because the reason is They propagate to you, they lie to you, they make you feel better about paying for such violence towards the most innocent childlike beings on the planet. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder, you're a skanky, disgusting, freaky, weird farmer who lies to the public. This is a slaughterhouse.
What animals are killed here and how do they kill them?
Chickens. 42-day-old baby disabled chickens, and they are disabled babies because they've been forced to grow so large in a short space of time. These chickens are 42 days old. They cannot stand up. Their legs are broken underneath their big bodies. They've done this to get as much meat from them in such a short space of time. They're born into a body of torture, suffering, and they're dying on these trucks right now. They're dying in gas chambers behind me. This is what this place is, a gas chamber. They suffocate from the inside out. They burn from the inside out.
Someone says, the farmer says they aren't disabled, you idiot.
Then you know nothing.
Yeah.
You know nothing. We're animal rights activists. We've been inside these places when you're in bed, you lazy, disgusting farmer.
Yeah.
We see the reality, and you know all we did? We just put a camera up. Here you go. We're showing you. If you're saying these chickens have not been selectively bred to grow so large in a short space of time, you're a flipping liar. You lazy, skanky, disgusting, abusive, murderous, disgusting farmer.
Where can
Shame
people
on
see
you.
our investigations?
Guys, go to our main channel at It's Mel and Steve and see our investigations. We've just released one from a dairy farm. Absolute hell. Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse or you're like that skanky farmer who lies to the public about what happens to these animals.
Just want to say thank you to all the vegans in the chat. I can see the vegan comments in there. This chat room is a difficult place to be. We appreciate every single one of you in there defending the animals. What are we doing here today? Why are we here?
We're live streaming.
Why?
Because this is a gas chamber and chickens are inside these trucks right now and we're showing their face to the world. And we're doing that because people don't know what happens to these poor babies. And when good people see, they go vegan on the spot. It's common sense. It's not rocket science. If you're not vegan, you're an animal abuser. You pay for animal oppression, but it may not be your fault. Let me just say that. It might not be your fault that you don't know. So this is your opportunity today to learn, listen, change. You have the power to end this. The public have the power. It's all supply and demand. If you pay for animal products here, they're murdering animals here for you personally. I could not live with myself like that. I saw the dairy industry. I saw a mother cow inside of a slaughterhouse being stabbed in the throat, and I could not be the person to ever put an animal in that position ever again.
Yeah, I was going to say, what made you vegan?
Yeah, that exact thing. Steve, do you want to switch over?
Yeah, sure. All right. All right, guys. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on this door because I think that this door's going to open again in a minute. When that door opens again in a minute, we'll let you know. Look how triggered these people are. Look, rubbing his hands together. They're smiling and laughing in the background. This guy on the right, he's really triggered every time we come here. The one in the hive is. And then whenever you point a camera at him, he always runs away and like turns away. And then like safety in numbers, right? Safety with my friends. We'll all laugh and joke with each other. The reason why they act like this, guys, is because they're guilty. They know that where they are, a slaughterhouse is unethical and it's immoral. And we turn up unannounced to the camera and we catch them. We catch them in the act of being violent to these innocent, tiny, defenseless birds who are 42 days old. Guy, in the chat, guys, let me know 1 if you're vegan, 2 if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. You can put a red heart in the chat right now by either putting the red heart emoji or tapping the red heart on the side if you've gone vegan already due to this action today.
Someone said, what do vegans eat then? Because this is bad.
Yeah, thank you first of all for being in here and agreeing with me that this is bad. Listen, vegans eat pretty much the same. We just get the vegan version. So for example, if I wanted, before being vegan, if I wanted a chicken sandwich, now being vegan, I get the vegan chicken sandwich. If I wanted sausages, rather than getting sausages made from pigs, I get the vegan sausages. You look for the V or the VE. You can use apps like Happy Cow, Cruelty Cutter, and you can go and look in your supermarkets for the vegan options and just get the vegan pizza, the vegan option that doesn't contain the violence to these animals. If you're more health conscious, then go more whole foods, plant-based, get legumes, lentils, tofu, seitan. But whatever you do, never be responsible personally again for these baby animals to go inside this slaughterhouse and die. And when I say personally responsible, I want you to know that your personal responsibility is not far removed from this slaughterhouse. When you go to a supermarket and you buy 100 ml of cow's milk, you are paying for the next mother to have a pregnancy forced on her, a next baby to be taken from her and executed. When you buy one chicken's body part, one chicken's egg, you're paying for the next individual to go inside of a gas chamber. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan already. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals and you believe that you can exploit them in any way you see fit. Now, veganism is not just a diet. Veganism is an ethical position against exploiting animals. So no zoos, no aquariums, no testing on animals, no science experiments on animals. Don't wear animals for fashion. Their skin and their fur is their skin and their fur. Don't be like these people here. Don't be anti-vegan. Don't be so selfish and self-centered that you put yourself before these innocent animals that have committed no crime. They have done nothing wrong. These animals have committed no crime, yet today they will be condemned to execution by gas chamber because people go to supermarkets and buy their body parts to put between 2 pieces of bread and call it a fucking sandwich. Wake up, people. This injustice does not need to happen. There is no justification for it. I don't care what religion you are, what race you are. I don't care what your beliefs are, what your social pressure situation is. I don't care what your culture is. None of that would ever justify or dictate that you continue to perpetuate this violence towards these individuals. 1, if you are vegan. 2, if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. 3, if you don't care about animals and you truly are self-centered and selfish, so much so that your taste pleasure is put before these individuals' lives. When I talk about the individuals here today, I'm talking about 6-week-old baby birds, likely most of them disabled with broken legs and wings. Already saw one individual today with her wings stuck out of a crate on her side that I had to help because she was suffering in pain and agony, in extra stress on her way into a gas chamber. Guys, we are outside of a slaughterhouse here. We're live. We're in the UK right now, outside of a Navara gas chamber. Yeah, cool. All right, guys, we're going to take you back around this way. We're going to go and show you the second side. Guys, follow us around here. I'm going to keep this like this. I'm going to just put this as a slaughterhouse here. Maybe this roller door's going to come up when we're here. This door right here, guys, that we're just walking past, this is the entrance to the washroom of the gas chamber. This is the second half of it. We're going to go around. We're going to show you the first half. We'll show you these little baby birds being taken off here.
Someone's talking about Soya.
What about Soya?
Yeah, they're worried about the soy. Who eats the most of soy?
Oh, they're worried about where soy, like,
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of the time when people talk about soy, guys, they're talking about the deforestation, indigenous tribes losing their land, the Amazon rainforest being deforested to grow soy. Well, all that soy in them scenarios is being fed to the animals who are forced into existence to then be sent to slaughterhouses to be executed with either gas chambers or knives across their throat. Only 6% of soy grown worldwide is for human consumption. The majority of that is coming from Europe. So everyone jumps on this bandwagon and they say, oh, the soya is killing the planet, killing the animals, indigenous tribes are losing their habitats. Yeah, well then be vegan if that's your consideration. Don't pay for animals to go to slaughterhouses. That soy is for them. Absolutely ridiculous. One of the chat guys if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation and why we're here today. 3 if you don't care about animals. Guys, I want to stress that we're not here to clash. We are simply here to show you the realities and the truth. We're simply here to just be the transparent wall between the industry and the consumer, because the industry is never transparent with the consumer. The industry will never tell you the realities. They'll never tell you the truth. They'll never say, by the way, guys, the chickens you're eating come from gas chambers. By the way, guys, them sausages, them bacon sandwich that everyone's raves about so much, that 6-month-old piglet was sent to a gas chamber. CO2 gas is what they use in these places. CO2 gas forms carbonic acid on any mucousy membrane. It forms acid, acidosis of the blood. They are literally set fire, essentially, on the inside out, and they burn in the most agonizing death. If you've never seen it before, go into the link in this description, click on the link tree, and go and watch Joey Carbstrong's expose of the gas chamber. Go and watch Pignorant. Go and watch Dominion. There are plenty of links in that link tree that will show you the reality and the truth. Look at this disgusting
Yeah, and
place.
those crates go to Tesco's or somewhere like that. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the
Disgusting
chat if you're
place.
open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse and murder.
Oh, this place stinks.
Stinks.
Oh, man.
So where are we going now?
We're going around now, guys, to show you the back. We're going to show you the back of this slaughterhouse, or you could call it the front, because this is where they're going to be loading the animals off. They're going to be taking the animals off of their trailers that we've just shown you the other side, and they're going to be sending them into the back of the gas chamber. This is where they go. This slaughterhouse works like a big automated system, okay? So they get taken off by forklift, they get put in the back of the gas chamber, and then it goes through a big automated system, takes them through the CO2 gas, kills them, and they come out the other side. Here's a lorry load of victims coming past right now. Is that empty? No, it's full. Yeah, so they're going in now, guys. You're seeing live right now animals being taken inside of a gas chamber.
I'm sorry,
There they go. That's their last view. This is it for them, guys. Guys, chat, type 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. I want you to look behind me right now. In them crates, in them orange crates, there are individuals that don't want to die. There are individuals in there whose life matters to them in the same way that yours matters to you. There are individuals in that truck that are fearful, that are sentient, they have pain receptors, they have emotions, they can show joy, they can also feel fear, they can also feel suffering. In them orange crates are individuals exactly as I'm describing. They have the same hope to live in the same way that your cats and dogs do. There's no moral difference. Now, the difference here is they're a chicken and not a dog. So social norm or the status quo has been speciesist. It's taught you cognitive dissonance. You've been conditioned to believe that because they're a chicken, we can put them inside of a gas chamber, gas them to death, and then put them on a plate and call them dinner. They're not dinner. They're an individual, no different to your dogs, your cats, to you yourself. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open to this conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals.
We've got a few vegetarians in the room.
Okay, listen, so vegetarian is what someone does kind of like instinctively, and it may seem like being vegetarian is a good way of not hurting animals, but really it's kind of like a missold sales pitch, really, because vegetarians think that milk and eggs come from ethical sources. Cows just produce milk, chickens just produce eggs. This is a slaughterhouse. These chickens going inside here are only 6 weeks old. Did you know that? 6 weeks old baby chickens. They use CO2 gas to kill them, forms carbonic acid on their eyes and lungs. A lot of them are disabled where they're grown into the size of an adult's body within 6 weeks. They break their legs, they have organ failure. Watch Dominion on YouTube or go to Joey Carvestrong's channel and you'll see the investigation done on a Navarra gas chamber for egg-laying hens. Now, that brings me back to my point about vegetarians.
Yeah.
Now, vegetarians believe that there's no exploitation in eggs and dairy. Chickens just produce eggs, cows just produce milk. But these are stand-alone industries. They are co-products. They are not byproducts. Dairy cows and cows bred for their bodies are 2 different breeds of cows. Dairy cows have pregnancies forced upon them. They have babies taken away from them immediately after birth. Whether their babies are female or male, they're taken away because the milk that was intended for them babies will now be sold as a commodity. It'll be put into cheese, into crisps, into dairy milk bars. It'll be used as a product to make profit from. When them cows can no longer produce enough milk, they are sent to slaughterhouses. We were at a slaughterhouse the other day showing you dairy cows on Wednesday. So any vegetarians who have made that decision to be vegetarian because of ethical reasons, please go and watch Dominion and go and see the actual reality and the actual truth behind products like milk and eggs. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation, and 3 if you don't care about animals. Subscribe, hit the bell notification and double tap this stream to get that light going. We're showing you live chickens being fed into the back of an automatic gas chamber. Look at their wings again, see, like their wings are all outside of these crates. Absolute suffering. Their whole life for them, in my opinion, is the slave trade. It's suffering. I've literally been inside these barns at 2 in the morning. I've investigated these barns and I've seen them as little tiny scared chicks, scared of everything. They have lived their whole life in fight and flight. Everything they're afraid of, and they're running for their life since their eyes are opened and they're thrown inside them big, shitty, dark barns. They're in there literally for 42 days, and it is survival of the fittest. If you can't grow fast enough, you can't reach the water, you die. If you're not strong enough and if you can't get through the crowd to get to the water, you die. If chickens are scared and they trample on top of you, you die. When we investigate these farms, you have to walk through and step over all the dead bodies that are laying on the barn floor. And what does the farmer do? He comes in the next day, he picks up the dead and he throws them in the bin. Go to our main channel and go and look at our investigation. Look when we opened up that dead bin and all them babies were rotting to death inside that farm. It was absolutely horrific and disgusting. This is the life that they're born into. Absolute fight and flight, fear and suffering. And then a catching team comes in. They stuff them into these orange crates. And them orange crates that you're viewing them chickens in, that is the crate they will die in. That is the crate that they will be executed in. That's where they will lose their lives today. Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Now, if anything that I'm telling you is shocking you, if anything that I'm telling you, you're thinking, wow, I never knew that. I never knew active gas chambers existed in the UK. Then please go and watch Dominion on YouTube. Please question everything I'm saying. Please go and research it for yourself because you're going to see the reality. Here comes another trailer. Is this full of chickens as well? Here comes the next load of victims. Yeah. We're so sorry, babies.
They slow down like down there.
There's chickens at the front of that. They're going straight in.
Next one will go down.
Guys, this is a slaughterhouse. Look at this. Look at their last view of this world. As they get loaded into this gas chamber, these chickens are still hoping. You never know, right? Sometimes I think to myself, they've lived a life of misery from the moment they were thrown inside that barn. I often think when they get put on these slaughter trucks, do these animals think this is it? This is my liberation? Maybe this is my day of freedom? Maybe the pain will stop? Maybe the suffering will stop? Maybe this is over? Maybe they come here in hope thinking, I've been freed from that fucking prison that I've been enslaved in my whole life. But no, the reality for them is it gets worse. They have their life taken. They get put in a fucking gas chamber for a sandwich. They get put into shackles, into knock boxes. They get shot in the face and stabbed in the throat. They get electrocuted and executed. Even in their moments of hope, am I finally free? Have I been liberated? No, it's actually worse. You're going to be killed now for an optional product that people don't need. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. If you've already made the decision to stop being the person personally responsible for animals being exploited, suffering and dying. 2 in the chat if you're here listening to what we're saying for the first time with an open mind, with an open heart. If you're someone who has compassion, empathy and a brain to be able to critically think, then you're a number 2. Put number 2 in that chat. And if you're a fucking scumbag, if you're an animal farmer, if you're a piece of shit who's so fucking selfish that you put your taste pleasure before everything else, let the world know you're a number 3. You go down in history for being the biggest fucking arsehole to ever walk this planet. 1, 2 or 3 guys, double tap the screen, like this stream, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell. We go to slaughterhouses every single week to bring you the truth. I want to just make a point. We are simply bringing you the truth. These are the scumbags that lie to you. These are the ones that spend billions and billions and billions of dollars and pounds to keep the humane lie alive. These are the ones that fed you that bullshit to keep you paying for this. We have one camera pointing at the industry and it goes up in smoke. They panic. They run around trying to come up with strategies and systems. So don't let the activists get one shot at the animals. Don't let them see one eye. Don't let them see one individual looking out of that crate for hope. Because if one person sees it, they'll say, fuck that. I'm not fucking paying for that anymore. I'm going vegan. I'm not going to be the person responsible for that suffering. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're open to this conversation. 3 in the chat. If you don't care about animals, please subscribe, hit the bell, and double tap. I want to make a point of saying, guys, that we're not attacking you. We're not pointing our fingers at you. We weren't born vegan, but we are vegan because we saw the reality that's behind me right now. We were shown the truth by an amazing activist called Joey Carbstrong. And once we were shown the truth, we then had the tools to make an educated decision. Because once you know, you are now accountable. Once you know the truth, you're personally accountable. What are you going to do? You now know. Up until today, maybe you could have pleaded ignorance to a lot of these systems. Maybe you could have pleaded ignorance to a lot of this violence. You never knew. In fact, you were told the lie. Now you know. What are you going to do now you know? Guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 if you're not vegan, but you're open to that conversation. 3 if you don't care about animals. What's going on?
Staff all down there. It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird. They act like freaks.
Here, do go for a bit. I'm going to swap over and let Mel take over, guys. You're probably bored of hearing from me. Hold that sign tight. It's getting windy around here.
Right, guys, 1 in the chat if you're vegan. We're going to keep saying it because people come into this chat over and over and over, okay? 1 in the chat if you're vegan. 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. 3 in the chat if you are actually willing to admit that you're an absolute scumbag animal farmer or you're a freak who loves animal abuse and murder. This is a slaughterhouse. Behind me, this is a gas chamber. They kill baby chickens. They kill baby, disabled, sweet, blue-eyed chickens. That's what they do here. The most defenseless animals on this entire planet. Okay? Yesterday, we witnessed 2-week-old calves from the dairy industry going in to be slaughtered because scumbags are drinking the breast milk intended for a baby cow. How brainwashed is our human species? And we have the audacity to say we're the smartest, we're the apex. Oh yeah, right. Use your apex skill in Tesco's, do you? Do you use your apex skills when you go to your fridge and drink the breast milk intended for a baby, like a man baby? If you're vegan, number 1 in the chat. If you're not vegan but you're open-minded, number 2 in the chat. If you're a scumbag who loves animal abuse and murder, number 3. Number 2s, we're not here to clash with you, by the way. We get very passionate because right now I'm at a gas chamber and I've just seen baby animals being taken into a gas chamber behind me. That's what's happening right now. So number 2s, we're not here to rage bait you. We're not here to clash with you. We're here to show you the reality of what happens to animals so that you have a chance to know what happens inside slaughterhouses for you if you are not vegan.
Someone believes that you're wearing animals for some strange reason.
Absolutely not. I am vegan. If you haven't realised, I'm vegan. That means I am against the oppression and exploitation of animals. So yes, I do not wear or use or oppress animals in any way. My makeup is all vegan. My shoes, Skechers, vegan. Everything I wear is vegan. It's so flippin' easy to be vegan. Do you understand? Nothing changes for you when you go vegan. You just stop oppressing animals. You get everything you had before, but without the victim. If you drink cow's milk right now, you go buy soy milk, you go buy pea milk, potato milk, whatever flipping milk you want to get, but nothing that should exploit animals. You're not a baby cow. You're not a baby goat. You shouldn't be drinking the breast milk intended for someone else's child, especially another species. Guys, this is a slaughterhouse. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet. And number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder.
Someone says you're not listening to anything that they're saying. You're just repeating the same phrases. Why is that?
What do you mean listening to anything he's saying?
Well, basically it's just like pointless troll comments that we're ignoring because they're so ridiculous.
Right guys, this is a war, okay? This is an urgent war that's happening to the animals. So no, I'm not gonna stand here and say, oh yeah, your plants feel pain, yeah, because that's a load of rubbish. I'm standing here telling good people the reality of what happens to these animals because people don't know yet and the animals need me defending them.
Michael Haynes says, I wish I came into work today. You're outside my work. I can put your facts straight. Go for it, Michael.
Cool, come on.
Come down.
Come on,
Michael, come down for an interview. If you live so close, come down.
Why don't you get cameras, put them inside and whistle blow, okay? What kind of jobs-worthy weirdo would be like, oh, I'll come around and put your facts straight? Guy, you know we're literally talking the truth. You know in your heart, we know. Because we're animal rights activists, we investigate, we go inside places, we've seen the farms, we've been inside, and we've seen these chickens. We've seen those chickens with our own eyes. So yeah, maybe you work here, maybe you work in the packing area, I don't know what you do, maybe you work over there, I don't know. But yeah, come down here, come and have a conversation because no one here has a conversation. Everyone runs away. They're like scared little children. They're like scared little man babies. Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded, and number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse and murder. Don't forget, if you do work here, message us, whistle blow on this place, and leave. We've got an ex-slaughterhouse inspector with us right now. He's from Canada. He used to work in these industries. He used to inspect these places. And now he's an animal rights activist because he didn't realize, he didn't understand there was another option. Now he's vegan and he defends the animals with his lives. He's messed up from what he has seen. PTSD and all sorts. Workers get this kind of stuff because what happens inside these facilities, it's a war. It's death, it's murder, it's guts, it's blood, it's decapitating babies. Outside here, on the floor, right on this road, we've seen a decapitated baby from this facility that they forgot to put into the bin. We filmed, we showed the rest of the world, and you know what happened? People went vegan. So many people went vegan because all you have to do is show a camera, put it in these places, even from the outside, people that are like, damn, this is a slaughterhouse? No way am I paying for babies to be murdered. Right, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder.
People think you're at a warehouse.
In this orange here, in these orange crates, I can see these baby chickens. They're 42-day-old, 6 weeks old, these babies. Disabled babies. They've been genetically modified and selectively bred to grow so large in a short space of time, in 42 days. That's if they even reach that age. I've seen chickens dead on the floor in these barns. I've seen chickens rotting, living amongst the other chickens. It's horrific. It's horrific. I've seen dead bins full of water, maggots. It's gross. If you're eating animals, you're eating out of a dustbin, you're eating a decaying body part. Look at these babies being unloaded. This is their last moments ever alive. And they're being unloaded into a gas chamber. They will burn from the inside out, these babies. Can you imagine your children? If anyone has children, can you imagine? Steve, truck over there, let's go fill that truck.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, babies. I think next time I'm going to go down. Because they're so there. Number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, guys. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. Number 3 if you love animal abuse and murder. Behind me is a gas chamber. This is in the UK right now. They call it Avara Foods. It's a slaughterhouse. It's a gas chamber. Can you imagine someone taking your children and putting them in there? Can you imagine someone taking you and your family and putting you in there? That's what's happening to these chickens and their families. It's a hellhole industry. Guys, number 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet. And number 3 in the chat if you love animal abuse and murder. Double tap that screen, guys. Subscribe. We come out in these hellhole facilities all the time.
Why are you here doing this today?
Because when we're here, we can film what happens here. We can film the animals and show their faces to you. When you see those babies dying on that truck, covered in blood, taking their last breath, and you see their bright blue eyes looking out of the world, good people go vegan. When else would you ever get a chance to see this? The industry don't show you, and they don't show you for a reason. In fact, they spend billions of pounds on propaganda and lies to make you feel better about paying for the worst violence and the biggest war on our planet that the world has ever seen. Everyone tells me they love animals, right? Then how the hell are these places running? How the hell do we have gas chambers in the UK and all across the world? Why are piglets getting sent to gas chambers at 6 months old, burning from the inside out? Watch Pignorant on Amazon Prime, documentary Pignorant. Our friend Joey Carbstrong put in cameras inside these gas chambers and did a documentary on it. He also showed how corrupt the RSPCA are. The RSPCA assured used to be called Freedom Foods. Then they brought the RSPCA's name because the RSPCA had a good reputation. So they thought if we buy into that and corrupt the RSPCA, we could have the RSPCA assured logo on body parts of animals. The RSPCA assured gas chambers for pigs. They assured gas chambers for pigs, where these pigs burn from the inside out. In fact, I've even seen pigs rip their legs off trying to escape that gas chamber.
Where can people see that kind of footage if they want to see any more?
Is it in our description today? Go to our, in the corner of our live stream, there's 3 dots, push that, and you can find the links to Dominion and Pignorant and have a look for yourself what happens inside these places. We're not here to rage bait, we're not here to clash with you. We're here to educate you, show you the reality of what happens in these terrible places. When good people see inside of a slaughterhouse and the farms, they go vegan immediately. Double tap that screen, guys, subscribe. We come out to these places all the time, and we do it because the animals urgently need us. If anyone is in here who's vegan and you're not yet active, please become an activist. Please go to your local slaughterhouse. This is legal, by the way. You can go on public land and you can take a camera and film. It applies pressure to the industry. It applies pressure to the farmers, the drivers, every single worker. But most of all, you capture the animals' faces and you can share those faces to the rest of the world to educate. This happens behind closed doors, and they want this happening in the dark so no one sees. We're going to make sure what happens in the dark gets brought out to the light for everybody to see, because when people see, they go vegan. Double tap that screen, guys, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next live.